Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, why one of us isn't excited about the Fantastic Four cast reveal.
Also, the best place to take a bathroom break on a road trip, and more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You're a well-known grocery shopper. You like to dilly-dally around the store.
I do love to dilly-dally.
And when you're standing in the checkout line, and let's say you got a whole week's worth of stuff in your cart, and then there's somebody behind you, and they have like two things, you let them go in front of you, right? You let them go in front of you, right?
No.
You don't let them, even if they had two things, you don't let them go.
I don't.
It's a long line.
I don't let them go in front of me.
They're going to be waiting a long time behind you, checking out your many, many things. And they have two things.
Well, the good thing is usually at self-checkouts, there's like 6 of them. So I assume that somebody else will probably finish and they can get in there. But I also pride myself on being a quick self-checker-outer. I've seen some people go through the self-checkout and they are dilly-dallying. That's the one place I don't dilly-dally. Is the self-checkout.
Yeah, you're all business.
Speeding in there.
All business at the self-checkout.
But I'm not letting you go in front of me now.
No, never.
Never.
Under no circumstances.
No, because then you get into the awkward, like, you can go in front of me, and they're like, oh, well, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, no, please. And I don't want to have that awkward conversation with someone, and I don't really like talking to strangers at the grocery store. That's just opening yourself up to an awkward conversation. Some people are just awkward.
That can't be true, but the idea is that if you let them go ahead, that just saves them time. So because they only have two things, they're probably in a rush anyways if they have such a small amount of things. And so they're not going to want to linger and talk to you. They're going to be like, thanks, bud. And then they're going to skip ahead and get out of there.
Yeah, I do understand that.
Yeah.
But I also go to the grocery store around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If I ever go. I guess actually I go closer to around 1 o'clock. Yeah. And I think that if you're going to the grocery store around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you probably don't need to get anywhere very quickly. And if you do need to get somewhere quickly, then you would have gotten in front of me. You would already be in front of me. And I have places to be too.
What if they're on their lunch break?
I have places to be as well.
But wouldn't the world be better if the kind of cascading effect, and every time you only had two things, you got to go ahead, and then you'd be further along in life? You wouldn't have to wait behind somebody dilly-dallying?
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I also am in the position
benefits you.
Where, look at me, I'm one single guy.
Yeah.
How many times do you think I get into self-checkout with a bunch of stuff? Almost never. If someone's in front of me with a bunch of stuff, I actually hate them.
Exactly, but if you have a big cart, that's what people are thinking of you.
Yeah, but I'd never have that. Look at me. When do I have a big cart? I'd never do.
I don't know what your grocery shopping trips are like.
I
don't know how far
I get like 6 things every single time. I grocery shop like once or twice a week. But also, if I had a bunch of stuff, I would go to the conveyor belt. I wouldn't go to self-checkout. What are you doing there?
Let you know you've completely derailed what my question was, which is what is the gap between the person behind you with two things and how many things? How few things do you have to have before you still say, yeah, you can go ahead? Is it 12?
Did you go through this yesterday, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Were you the person who had a lot or a little?
I had a lot, and there was somebody behind me.
Did you let him go?
Not this time.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Not this time.
You hypocrite.
It was 10 things.
It's
10. I have 10.
No, if you have 10, that's not even.
Not even debatable.
Not even debatable.
15.
10 things.
What about 15?
15 is now you're pushing to be. You have a lot in self-checkout at 15.
Yeah.
You should question even being there at 15.
15 is too much for self-checkout.
You're getting close. I'm saying you're getting close.
It's still enough for the express lane.
10 is like you're good. I know. 15 is the express lane.
Yeah.
And so you're like on the very edge of self-checkout.
So 15, you're saying is definitely let number 2 go.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you can. If you're willing to let someone go in front of you, then 15 you should.
Somewhere between 10 and 15.
Because you got the max in there.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
Isaiah, I don't know if you saw the big news in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yesterday, but people are finally excited again about Marvel after seeing the new cast made official for the Fantastic Four movie.
Very exciting.
The cast is, I think it's all people that were already rumored. So it's already kind of, if you were making an educated guess at what the Fantastic Four cast would be, this is it. Pedro Pascal, you know him from The Mandalorian, The Last of Us. He's Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Then you have Vanessa Kirby, who looks like she's been in some Mission Impossible. It's a name I recognize, a face I recognize. I didn't realize all the things she's been in. She was in Fast and Furious, The New Napoleon. She's Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn, a.k.a. Eddie from the new season of Stranger Things. He's Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. And then Iban Mas Bakrak. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know him from The Bear. And he is the Thing, Ben Grimm. And people are pretty jazzed about this, it seems. Even some Marvel skeptics. They also announced a release date, July 25th of next year.
So not in a couple months.
No.
Got
would
it.
be
2025, you're saying.
Yeah. Just over a year from now, we'll get the new Fantastic Four movie. How jazzed up are you about this announcement?
I like it. Everybody is excited, it seems, from all the forums that I'm reading about it.
Yeah.
And so it seems as if they feel like this is a win for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel hasn't had a lot of wins recently, so I will give them a win, and I will support this.
Yeah.
I will be positive and say I think this will be good.
I don't want to be a wet blanket.
Here we go. Here we go. Who's shocked here? Who's surprised? Go
I don't
on.
want to be. It's not. The casting is great. You give me this cast, and I have high hopes. But I think we all need to temper our expectations because going back through all these recent Marvel movies, is the cast been the problem? In Ant-Man Quantumania, was the cast the issue? In Loki, was the cast the issue? I mean, not that those weren't the worst. In what's the one with Samuel L. Jackson? The Show.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, the people hated.
I forget what it's called. Yeah, Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Was the casting the problem? It's not that they're bad. They've never had bad actors in Marvel. No one's watching Marvel and going, well, the acting sucks. It's that the story now is getting too convoluted. The CGI is bad. Like there's any other myriad things with Marvel movies as of late and TV shows that have fallen off. It's not that they've chosen bad people to play. So as excited as it is that we get Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards and Iban as the Thing and Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman, that's all great. But that's not what's going to make the movie great and worth watching. And so we need some good writers on this. We need a good approach. And so I'm hopeful for that. I'm just saying this doesn't assuage all my concerns.
I would say that you're right. The casting has been a hit pretty much across the board here.
Yeah.
The person who has cast all these movies, that's how I know that this is going to work, is Sarah Haley Finn.
Uh-huh.
And she's pretty much cast almost every single Marvel movie.
Now we're getting deep into it. Talking casting directors.
That's how you know that she knows what she's doing. So I have no questions.
Yeah.
That Pedro Pascal and the rest of the cast are gonna crush this.
And if she's done the casting for most of the Marvel movies, then she's found some real diamonds in the rough. There's a lot of people that, and some people may not even recognize some of these actors' names. They're stars if you watch the things that they're in, but they're not the world's biggest stars. Except, I mean, Pedro Pascal pretty hot right now. But this casting director, she's found some diamonds in the rough. But that's not what makes the Marvel movies work alone.
I mean, you stop being such a downer. Come on.
I'm not usually a downer.
People can't be excited for the Fantastic Four.
I just don't want everybody to be disappointed, is what I'm saying. I don't want everybody to be like, Marvel's back, baby, and because we've had that a couple times, and then you go and you watch it, like, well, that was pretty mediocre. I don't want that.
So you think we should temper expectations from Marvel from here on out?
Until they earn our expectations.
You don't think they've earned it over the course of the past 10, 15 years? I feel like we should, if we start holding them to a low standard, then they should just stop making movies. Quit while they're ahead. I'm going to keep them to the same standard. I'm not going to say, hopefully they can put out a decent movie.
Yeah.
I've seen them put out some of the best movies. I'm going to continue to hold them to that standard. And if they disappoint me, then I'll come on here and I'll rip them like I have the past 2 years.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
The crunchy buffalo flavored Cheetos. We're going to be trying those much too early in the morning for people to normally be eating Cheetos. We're going to do it. Watch along on the Radio U Riot Facebook page and YouTube channel. Yesterday, if you happen to be at a Lego store, really across the globe, any Lego store around the world, around quitting time yesterday, what you would have seen is a scene of a bunch of guys lined up at the Lego store buying the Lego flowers, the Lego roses for Valentine's Day. There's a big trend. I saw there, it appears that they are $99.99 for a set.
What? $100?
That's what I'm seeing.
That's unbelievable. But now that I think about it, Lego is expensive.
Yeah.
But that's pretty wild.
I was thinking about it. What do you think your gal, how do you think she would react if you got her Lego roses instead of regular roses or nothing at all?
Legos aren't really our thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that she would be like, I don't think that she would probably appreciate the $100 Legos as much as somebody who really likes Legos.
Yeah. No, if I got these for my wife, she would openly mock me.
She would make fun of you.
She would, yeah. I know some people are going to not, some people's opinion of my wife is about to go down because my wife thinks Legos are for children. She
sounds like my wife.
So if I got these for her, I think she would be, she'd be shocked that I knew her so little to think. But from my personal stance, it's not exactly my thing either. But then I think about it, it's like roses are pretty expensive too. And these, for $100, you get roses that never die. And they look actually pretty good. Like they
do look good.
Better than in my mind when I pictured Lego roses. And then when I saw the picture, the actual picture of what they actually look like, they look much better than what I had in my mind.
But like imagine you walk into my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at my dinner table in the center, like obviously these never die, but it's going to look, how's it going to look?
Yeah.
When you walk in, you're like, oh, nice roses.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a centerpiece
plastic
to the table.
I think maybe even just fake roses. I mean, you can always buy fake roses and they last a long time.
You can.
That look real.
Mm-hmm.
These are $100 for these plastic roses. Yet again, if you guys are big Lego people, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea. I like it.
Yeah.
If you're not Lego people, not worth the money.
Would you feel, not you personally, I'm just asking people, like if you're a gal that's getting these, sometimes part of like getting a Valentine's gift is like being able to have it on your desk on Valentine's Day. Or like, at the office or whatever. Would you feel real good about having the Lego roses after one of you two, or maybe you do it together? You build them and then you like bring them in and put it on your office at work, at your desk at work. Is that going to feel cool?
I mean, but at the same time though, I think that it might fit better at work than it does at home.
Definitely than on your dinner table for sure.
Yeah, on your dinner table that looks crazy.
Yeah.
But at work, I mean, the plastic roses seem kind of fitting. You could have those there year round.
Exactly.
I think, and then Thomas asked, my question is, do you assemble the Lego roses or give it to them in the box?
You got to know your gal.
Do you do it together? If she's into Lego, if she's really into Lego, you're doing it together. She wants to be there to put it together.
Yeah.
I think that if she's not so much into Lego, then you just give them to her if you're going to, which is still wild.
Yeah. I think it's part of the fun. I think it's part of the fun of she gets to make them.
But if it's $100, that's your only gift on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Yesterday, I heard it while I was driving around, Nene, weekdays with Nene, in the afternoons on Radio U. He does yay or nay, where he gives
Fitting.
Yeah, right, a perfect name. He gives a scenario. The scenario yesterday was the girl's a 10, but she goes up the stairs on all fours.
Oh, boy.
Just hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's a tough one.
I've seen Nene do that here.
You have?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
Would you be surprised?
No, I wouldn't put it past
I think I've done that here before.
I've never done that.
Be quiet.
No, but Nikki used to joke about doing it. So
Nikki did it all the time.
Yeah. So, and yeah, yay or nay on her. So and then, people were chiming in. Some people said that, yeah, that makes the gal fun or whatever. But I think as a guy, right, for you and I, if we were like, man, I'm just really having a tough time finding a date. Usually I go out with a gal a couple times and we, and then eventually she just leaves me. She's just done.
She's out of here.
And your bros, if they're good bros, would be like, well, maybe it's because you go up the stairs on all fours. Like somebody would talk to you, right? Could you have that conversation with me if I was having dating struggles and I also happened to go up the stairs on all fours?
You should stop that.
Do you think you have it in you?
Do I have it in me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's hard. That's so tough. No, I don't.
You couldn't do that to me.
I don't know that I could.
Your closest friend?
I don't know that I could.
Your roommate? Could you tell him?
Can I tell him, like, man, you need to stop doing this?
Every time you bring a girl over here, you bring a girl over and then you walk up the stairs. It's a walk-up apartment. You walk up on all fours. I think that's why. Then they never come back again.
I think I could, for certain things, for certain people, I could do it, but not for everyone.
You got to have somebody like that in your life, though.
Yeah, you have to. Somebody
that can tell you that you're close enough to that you trust. It's like, look, this is why you're having a problem. It could be this thing. I'm not saying you have to cut it out, but if you want things to change, you should cut it out.
Like every time the girl comes over and you're in the living room and you're like, I'm riding the dog. Every time you do that, they leave. You got to cut that out.
Yeah, I'm sensing a pattern. I'm just letting you know about the pattern. You got to have a friend like that. And I'm telling you that, and that doesn't just come to dating, to giving people the ick. That is, you got to have a friend that can just sit down and have that conversation that you trust, that if you're out of line, they will sit you down. And they'll be straight with you. They'll be real with you. And I'm telling you that God is ready to do that for you. Because, look, it's never fun to have that eye-opening moment of, wow, I've been doing this stupid thing this whole time, and people have been thinking this about me. That's not a good feeling to have, but it's probably better than just continuing to live your life blissfully unaware, but then suffering the consequences of whatever the things may be. Jesus loves you so much that he can sit you down and say, look, I'm telling you this in love, that I think if you continue doing this going forward, you're going to continue to have issues. I mean, you can save yourself a lot of trouble by listening. And Jesus is ready to do that for you, to be that friend you can trust. If you're ready for that, start listening to him. Say, hey, God, I'm ready to hear what you have to say. Tell me to be straight. Give me what I need to know, and he'll do it for you. You want to know more? RadioU.com/free gift.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
2024 is going to be a good year. I can tell because coming up in a little over a month, we're getting a new Godzilla versus Kong movie. It's called Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. And a new trailer just dropped yesterday. I am trailer free for this movie. I can't have it spoiled. So Isaiah has done me a favor, done all of us a favor, and checked out the new trailer. Isaiah, be real with me right now. How cool is it?
I will say it looks pretty cool.
Pretty cool, right?
The forums agree.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people excited for this one.
Yes. I've heard it's a buddy comedy, a buddy cop comedy style, but obviously still Godzilla and Kong going head to head, but maybe teaming up as well to fight a new enemy.
And the good thing about the trailer is it looks as if one of the enemies, it seems like there's going to be multiple enemies.
Yeah.
But one of them is unveiled.
Uh-huh.
Very cool. And I will say they have definitely, in this movie, taken some, kind of stolen a little bit from some other popular franchises.
Uh-huh.
in a way that they're going to make a lot of money with.
Oh, you think so?
Very much so.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, you want me to spoil it?
Is it like a Fast and Furious crossover? Is there going to be...
Like, if you think they've kind of stolen from Star Wars a little bit, stolen from Marvel a little bit.
Okay.
In the way that if you think about, like, and this is going to be a spoiler, but I'll do it anyway because it's important. If you think about, like, Baby Yoda. If you think about, like, Baby Groot. Think about the money that they made off of those. And so then you
now it's like, is it Baby Kong? Is it Baby Godzilla? Yeah. Okay.
Is it Baby Mothra? What is it?
Ooh. Now let me ask you this. You said you saw at least one of the enemies, one of their nemesis. Is it threatening? Because sometimes I find in the Godzilla movies, the trouble is Godzilla is so big and daunting and powerful. Yeah. And then you have him team up with Kong, possibly. What kind of enemy could they possibly devise that would be any kind of match for those two?
See, that's something that I'm struggling with. Yeah. Because the enemy that has been portrayed in the actual trailer does not seem strong enough. But it seems as if there could be like an army involved that they have to fight.
Yeah.
And then there's definitely one more bad guy that has not been unveiled. But a lot of the forums online,
the murmurs,
are murmuring that it could be a return, some sort of Mothra, and a reflection and an eye in the trailer. It's going in that direction. But one enemy definitely not unveiled yet. People are murmuring Mothra. I think people always want Mothra.
Yeah.
Who could it be? We're not sure yet.
That is the struggle with Godzilla to me, is that, in different superhero movies, in different Marvel, Star Wars, as you mentioned, just different movies, sometimes you start to think, oh, could the villain actually win? It's very rare that happens in Godzilla. It's very rare that I think, oh, maybe Godzilla won't just, like,
be able to do this.
Yeah, so that's what I want. I want a villain that's actually a match for Godzilla.
Well, we don't know who it is yet. I mean, we know some of the villains in the movie. It seems as if there's one more that is yet to be depicted, which makes it even more exciting.
Yes, so I can't wait. March 29th is the Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. The second movie I have to go trailer-free for this year, after Dune Part 2, of course, which comes out in a couple weeks. It's a good year for movies.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on Radio U.
TikToker here who does a lot of driving has an interesting claim somewhere you wouldn't expect is where you should take your bathroom break. He says, this guy, Zach Underwood, claims that you should go to the bathroom at hotels on your long road trips.
Hotels.
He says, swing on by a Holiday Inn or a Red Roof Inn, or just, I guess, anywhere that has a hotel lobby with a bathroom in it. He says almost nobody uses those bathrooms. And so you can just zip in there and use them, and you know it's going to be clean and nice because it's a hotel, and it's usually unused. Privacy as well. Some pretty good marks. You ever tried that?
I am of the thought that I want the quickest. I'm looking for speed.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered by the cleanliness.
Oh, really?
I'm also a man.
Yeah.
So I don't have to sit down. So I get to stand. If I get to stand, I'm not opposed to standing in a bathroom that some others may not want to sit in. I'll stand in there.
Okay.
And as long as it's closest to the highway, I'm getting off, using whatever restroom they have, getting back on.
So you don't have any kind of preferred place?
Obviously I like a more upscale gas station. Something like on the lines of like Sheets.
Yeah.
Always a good spot. Any of the travel bathrooms. I like those. A rest stop even. Cool with a rest stop.
Yeah.
Rest stops premier. Because then you don't have to get off on an exit.
Yeah.
You can just kind of they have their own little exit.
Rest stops are a good choice.
But I'm just looking for speed. I'm not messing around.
Sheets has signs in the bathrooms that are like, hey, let us know if the bathrooms are dirty because we pride ourselves on having very clean bathrooms. Sometimes they are. Sometimes Sheets can have dirtier bathrooms. I know many people, if we had Nene sitting here right now from afternoons, he would say Buc-ee's.
Yep.
Of course, because they also known. It's one of the things they hang their hat on is that they have such nice bathrooms for road trips. In my experience using hotel lobby bathrooms, I think they're oftentimes kind of hidden and out of the way to where even if you were staying in the hotel, you wouldn't even know where it is. And so what would be weird is going into a hotel and asking. I don't want anywhere where I have to ask where the bathroom is. And so
I want to know.
Yeah. And you're right that hotels not always, usually, I mean, depending on where you're driving, which highway you're on, there could be hotels right off the highway, but that's not a given. My top place is McDonald's.
Mickey D's.
Yeah, you stop at a McDonald's. They usually actually keep, I haven't been to many McDonald's that have just atrocious bathrooms. You know where they are. You can get a nice little snack while you're there. Perhaps cash in those app rewards points. McDonald's is usually what I tend to, because there is a little more of an expectation of the McDonald's one is going to be nicer than many standard gas stations. You aren't going to need a key or anything like that, no matter which one you go to, pretty much. So
and I like people to get a snack too.
Yeah,
that's another reason why like McDonald's is a good choice. Gas station, they're always real convenient, and you can get in and out. The comment section on this, absolutely unbelievable.
What are some of the
You want to hear what they're saying?
Yeah, I do.
People are saying, or a hospital.
A hospital?
Like, wouldn't you feel wrong walking in there?
It's not meant for you.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
You're slowing things down.
What if somebody has an emergency and they need to use it?
Exactly. And just even being in there, just another person in there, you don't want to be in there.
Yeah, you're getting in the way.
I always go to the bank.
The bank? When is the bank even open?
And there's 3 people sitting in there that are staring at you.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't seen anybody in hours. Nobody goes inside a bank. They're going through the drive-thru.
There's tumbleweeds that blow through there routinely.
When somebody walks in, they're like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Sherry, wake up.
She must need a loan.
Yes. City Hall or libraries, another wild.
Yeah.
Like, what exit are you getting off of where the City Hall is anywhere close?
You just know where the library is, and then in the library, you just know where the bathroom is? Come on.
I always go to Lowe's or Home Depot. Now, that's a little better.
Yeah.
If it's there and available, I like the smell of those
Where's
places.
those at the back? Yeah, it does smell good.
CVS or Walgreens, I'm for that as well. If it's there and available off the exit, they have a good bathroom.
Do they have bathrooms? I don't think they usually have public ones.
And that's true. There's nothing worse than walking into a place that you think is going to have a bathroom on a road trip, but they don't have one. Now you've wasted an extra 7 minutes.
That's right. And you don't just stop to go to the bathroom when you kind of have to go. You stop when you
have
need to go.
And you know the closer that you think you're getting, the more you have to go.
That's
you walk
right.
through the door of an establishment, you think a bathroom's
Your body's sending the signals. This Walgreens, time to let loose. And then sometimes they don't have one. You can't do that. I also see Target and Kohl's.
Target, you can get a slushie, but I can get that at the gas station.
Yeah. What's your favorite bathroom place on a rest stop, on a road trip?
You don't always have to agree with Isaiah to always disagree with Hudson. The Riot. Radio U.
Class action lawsuit filed. A Valentine's Day lawsuit. How fitting, how appropriate, how apt that it would be the Match Group that gets sued on Valentine's Day, responsible for the dating apps such as The League and Hinge and Tinder. The reason they're being sued is because some users are accusing them of encouraging compulsive use and engaging in a predatory business model.
Sounds like some big claims.
Yeah.
But it isn't really telling me much about what they're really going for.
Well, they say the lawsuit states that Match in all of their dating apps employs features that gamify the platform to transform users into gamblers locked in a search for psychological rewards that Match makes elusive on purpose. That, I guess, what is their tagline? Designed to be deleted. But they literally in this lawsuit are saying that that's a lie. They're designed to do quite the opposite, to keep you on there as long as possible instead of giving you the reward that you're hoping for, which is dates.
So why do they feel this way? Because it's just never ending?
Yeah. I think because based off of the features that they use, they're not actually making it the best that they could to actually set people up on dates.
The plaintiff said that Match counteracts many of their benefits by including such things as you can like an unlimited number of profiles. But many times these often lead to breadcrumbing or ghosting, where users receive empty messages and fail to build relationships because you can like an unlimited number.
Mm-hmm. So what would be the alternative to that, though?
They want you to be able to like 3 people. Yeah. And if they don't like you, you can't like another 3 people for a month.
Or would you have to keep going through and like unliking? You only have 5 likes you can give out. You have to have a ranking of the people you like. And then when you find somebody new, you can keep swiping through. When you find somebody that makes it in the top 5, one of the other top 5's got to go. That also sounds like a really ridiculous way to do things.
I think it's the whole designed to be deleted. They need to take that out, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that it's designed not to be deleted. It's designed to be addicted, for it to be never ending.
They literally want, in the lawsuit, they want, that as part of what they seek is unspecified damages to people who have paid for Tinder, Hinge, or the League in the last 4 years. They also seek new warnings about the risks of addiction and the removal of the designed to be deleted tagline is what they are suing for.
It sounds like they just don't want the never-ending scroll.
Yeah.
They want to